right? Young people, they're in jail for years. And if you call them people, I don't know if you call them people. In some cases, they're not people, in my opinion. But I'm not allowed to say that because the radical left says that's a terrible thing to say. They say you have to vote against him because did you hear what he said about humanity? I've seen the humanity, and these are bad. These are animals, okay? And we have to stop it. We can't have another Laken. We have so many people. We have so many people being hurt so badly and being killed. They're sending their prisoners to see us. And they're bringing them right to the border. And they're dropping them off, and we're allowing them to come in. And these are tougher than anybody we've got in the country. These are hardened criminals. And we've got hundreds of thousands of them. And we're not going to take it. We're just not going to take it. They are destroying our country. I'm telling you. And they hit him very hard with false stuff that he wasn't a hero. And after the election, they found out he was. And on behalf of our country, I'd like to apologize to J.R. Majewski because you were treated very unfairly. So, okay? You were treated very unfairly. The guy was a hero, and they came out with a narrative that he wasn't a hero, and I think it's a disgrace, a disgrace. I got to know him because he was carving the name Trump into farmland as I was flying over your state. And I'd say, boy, that's the biggest Trump I've ever seen. Those are the biggest letters. And I said, who did that? And his name is J.R. Majewski, and I just thought it was great. And I introduced him. And then he went into a primary with 6 very talented, good people, and he was not even thought about. And he ended up winning that primary because of one rally where I introduced him. But he is a hero, and everybody now knows it. Thank you, J.R., very much. Appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the horribly and unfairly treated January 6th hostages.
But a while back, you wrote on Truth Social, a massive fraud of this type and magnitude allows for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution. That was pretty chilling for people who kind of sort of like the Constitution.
Well, no, all I'm saying is an election has to be constitutional. I'm not saying void the Constitution or anything like that. But they're the ones that are violating the Constitution. I'm not violating. I'm saying when they cheat on an election, you may not be able to say this because you're at Fox, but some people do say it, and many people agree with it.
Mostly Republicans. I mean, it's become a very partisan
I guess so,
thing.
but the Democrats believe it too, but they don't want to say it.
Are you confident that you can pay $464 million?
I built a great company, one of the greatest companies anywhere in the country, especially when it comes to real estate. Have some of the greatest assets in the world. And this is a rigged trial. This was a rigged trial by a crooked judge and a crooked attorney general. And we're fighting it out with them. We have a lot of cash and we have a great company, but they want to take it away, or at least take the cash element away. Billions of dollars in value, billions of dollars in properties, but they'd like to take the cash away so I can't use it on the campaign. And this is just a corrupt group of people. It's election interference, and we'll see how the courts rule on it. And I'll be guided by the courts.
Can't get to the Supreme Court. Will you loan him the $460 million?
You know,
just to help, in order to protect America's name. Think of it that way.
To get the bond, he was able to get the $90+ million from Chubb.
Yeah.
I don't know of a bond more than $90 million. I don't recall one.
Yeah,
and so you need cash to back up the bond insurance. And so now we're talking about the terminology of seizing assets. That's foreign language to an American investor.
Right.
They want due process.
Right.
They want the appeal. That sounds like Venezuela. It sounds like Cuba. Mm-hmm. It's a really bad look for New York, but I think it's gone beyond New York now. Bipartisan participants and financial services managers are not okay with this.
Right.
You know, if it's worth $18 million, then that's good for the soundbite at the time. It's worth $18 million. If it's worth hundreds of millions the next day for a different purpose, it's worth hundreds of millions. And that's what's going on. And if you think it's going to stop at them going after Donald Trump, trying to seize his assets for what even some pretty liberal law professors in New York are saying a victimless crime. The alleged victim is testifying on our behalf that there was nothing wrong, it doesn't matter. They're willing to seize your assets. The people screaming about fascism are acting awfully a lot like the fascists.
And by the way, and Joe Rogan's talking about it every single day, and everybody else is talking about it. The entire Florida real estate community is laughing. The judge said that Mar-a-Lago was worth $18 million. $18 million. You can't buy anything on the island of Palm Beach for $18 million, let alone by far the largest house. A house that's probably worth $1 billion. I mean, Maria, this is the entire Florida real estate community is laughing at this. The entire real estate community in general is petrified of New York. You know how much business New York State is losing because of this? Because they see this radical, and you even have the governor, Kathy Hochul, comes out and says, you know, we're going to do this to Trump, but we're not going to do it to any of you. Don't worry about it. We'll do it to him, but we won't do it to any of you. Maria, they're trying to deprive him of his cash. They want to bankrupt him. They want to hurt him so badly, and it's going to backfire because he's going to win this in November, and everybody in this country universally knows exactly what these people are doing.
So